police are investigating the death of a UVA sophomore. She died from, or she could have died from taking Molly while she was partying in Washington, D.C. Now, she was an honors student. She had everything going for her, but she did unfortunately die after one night of partying. They have to do a toxicology exam to see what exactly happened. Did she overdose? Did she take a bad pill? But authorities are especially interested in investigating this case because there were two 20-somethings that died at the Electric Zoo rave in New York City. And they had taken Molly, and they're worried that all of these cases, the cases in Boston and New York, involve the same batch of so-called Molly that could have killed them. Mm-hmm. So, as I said, they have to continue investigating this, and we have to wait for toxicology exams. But I think the one important thing to take away from this story is this is the reason why you have to legalize and regulate substances. Because if you don't, then there's going to be a black market, and in that black market, you're going to have an unregulated product. So MDMA by itself is not necessarily dangerous. If you take pure MDMA and you take the right dosage of it, you are not going to die. But if you go and take some street drug that's identified as MDMA, I mean, you don't know what it's cut with, so it could be a bad batch. It could be cut with dangerous chemicals and toxins that could lead to your death. So that's what I take away from this.
Yeah, with deaths in Boston, New York, and now Washington, I mean, you got to be scared out of your mind if you're in the Northeast with Molly, but you got to be scared out of your mind with any drug anywhere because it's not regulated. So you have no idea what in the world they put in that crap.
Right.
And I don't know, the drug dealers are known for their being the most scrupulous industry. I think that I've heard of a couple of cases where they've messed with the drug to make more money, right? And Anna's 1,000,000% right. At least if it's legalized or decriminalized and it's handled in a responsible manner, yes, you can do overdoses. I get that, right? But we've seen in other countries that the drug rate actually goes down, it does not go up, and you totally eliminate these kind of deaths where they cut stuff into the drug that they shouldn't have cut. And as I hear the testimony of, as he's speaking out of her father, Robert Goldsmith, this latest victim, it's heartbreaking. He's like, I didn't know whether to publicize it or not because I don't want people to think my daughter was a druggie. On the other hand, I don't want anybody else taking this Molly because of look at what happened to these kids, including my daughter, so I want to make sure that people hear about it. And then he said she was doing everything right and she did one thing wrong and it led to her death.
I know, it's devastating.
As a parent, that's like heartbreaking and so frightening, Honor student at University of Virginia, which is an amazing college. A lot of people do Molly, whatever, right? She happened to be partying that night, normally not a big deal. And then she dies, and you got to be heartbroken over it.
Absolutely, and I know that there is, this increase of young people who want to take Molly or MDMA, and I just want to give like a piece of advice to them because, look, ecstasy was rebranded as Molly. It's the same thing, okay? Molly is supposed to be pure MDMA, not cut with anything, but that's not actually the case. It's still cut with stuff. So if you genuinely want to take it, I mean, no one's going to stop you, but there are test kits out there, and all you have to do is research it online, order it. I know it sounds super lame and cheesy, but please be safe because you don't know what it's cut with, and it might actually lead to your death.
I remember when the first stories started coming out, oh, it's ecstasy, but it's pure. I'm like, and you know that because
exactly you don't know that.
And look, even if you're doing the test kit and all that stuff, also don't take too much of it, okay? Because people are like, oh, it's not working, let me try to do more, or it worked, let me do more. Bounds of reason.